Hello, I'd like to deposit this to checking.
Fate is a fickle master.
What?
The future is uncertain.
Okay, and what's my account balance?
The horizon is cloudy. I see a long, treacherous voyage filled with great peril.
Look, can I just get a deposit slip or something?
A fortune bank teller. Surprising. What's not surprising? How much you could save by switching to Geico.
I see a yellow-eyed serpent and a low APR.
Geico. 15 minutes could save you 15% or more.
Pardon the interruption, but I'm Michael Wilbon. Tony George Clooney once gave 14 friends $1 million each. Would you do that for me?
I'm Tony Kornheiser. You think we're friends?
Oh, I see where you're going.
$1 million each? That means you got to have a lot more than $14 million.
But do you believe that story? See, I don't.
No.
I don't believe.
No, that's really a lot of money.
I don't believe that.
I mean, you can, for example, if somebody liked me and they bought me my pillow, I'd be very happy.
Okay. My pillow. We can go a little bit better than my pillow.
I don't have to have $1 million.
Don't stop at my pillow for me.
Welcome to PTI, boys and girls. In today's episode, the Lakers ask LeVar to tone it down.
Please.
The Yankees are interested in Manny Machado, and Mike and I will explore a little role play. But we begin today with the fact that Aaron Rodgers has been cleared to play football. The Packers are at Carolina this Sunday. Big game. Wilbon, if you ran the league, would you be excited about Aaron Rodgers' return or be concerned with the blow the league would take if he gets re-injured?
Look, the NFL's had a lot of stuff this season, a lot of missteps, a lot of things that have sort of hung over it like a dark cloud. Aaron Rodgers' return and what he's risking has nothing to do with the NFL. It has entirely to do with Aaron Rodgers. It doesn't even have to do with the Green Bay Packers. If Aaron Rodgers didn't want to do this, he wouldn't be doing it. He's Aaron Rodgers. He's not some college sophomore who feels the outside pressure from a school and some nation to play football. He's Aaron Rodgers.
Right.
If he gets out there and gets hurt, and God knows I don't want that type, and nobody does. It's not on the league. This is not like he's going in after 2 or 3 concussions. He knows the risk he's taking.
So if I asked the question, if you ran the league, how would you feel?
Excited.
You just said,
Excited.
Okay. Here's my great fear that we have talked about before, that Aaron Rodgers becomes Tony Romo, that he breaks it again and again and again, and the next time we see him, he's in a broadcast booth. So I would have that fear. But if I ran the league, overcoming that fear would be my excitement, because I've lost Watson, and I've lost Watt, and I've lost Wentz, and Aaron Rodgers is a big-time star, and there's drama attached because they got 3 games left.
Just for 1 week.
Yeah. If they lose,
shut them down.
But with each win, the legend grows greater. And Aaron Rodgers is not just a good player; he's a star.
Here's why we care about
so I'd
this
be
so
excited.
Much. Because last year, Aaron Rodgers goes 6-0.
That's right.
I believe with 15 touchdowns and 0 picks and 71% completion rate of his passes. So this is what you look for, which, by the way, is exactly why it's not going to happen this year. Nonetheless, I want to see Aaron Rodgers out there. I want to see him protected. And if he gets hurt, we'll wince, we'll feel bad.
That's the way it goes.
And it's football. Hello.
I want to see
Not golf.
Yes, I want to see
We do want to see it. We agree with that. Riveting and terrifying story in today's Washington Post detailing former NFL running back Larry Johnson's fears that at 37 years old, he's suffering the effects of CTE. Johnson tells Kent Babb he feels demons urging him to jump and says he has no memory of 2 full NFL seasons and lapses he calls blank spots. There are complicating matters like Johnson's 6 arrests, 5 for various assault charges against women, and a daughter he's afraid to know these details. Tony, when you read this story, you think what?
Number 1, I think that it's very sad. And number 2, I think that it's potentially very dangerous to him and to others. In this story, he says he identifies with Aaron Hernandez. Okay, now we know that Aaron Hernandez murdered at least 1 person and then took his own life. So is Larry Johnson saying to us, stop me before I do something tragic? Is he saying, this is where I am headed, stop me? And then it gets very complicated. Because then what do you do? Do you take him off the street? Do you have the right to do that? Do you put him in a mental health facility? What do you do? What is going on here? Because he's I think, saying I'm no longer in complete control of my actions.
I agree with all that. But my primary concern isn't even of Larry Johnson. And I don't mean to seem unsympathetic because I am to a degree, though I have no idea about the violence and what the cause-effect situation is there. But, Tony, you and I know a lot of former football players between the ages now of 50 and 75. We know a lot of guys. We play golf. We socialize with a lot of guys. And I worry that the people I know and am friends with, and I don't know Larry Johnson, but the guys I'm friends with, they've expressed in some cases to me some fears, not this extreme. But I'm just wondering, what percentage of the population, Tony, of ex-football players are we talking about? And I think this has to scare the hell out of them.
To this point, the only way you could diagnose CTE is after somebody was dead. Right. Now, they're working on tests to find
stuff out. They can't do that while you're alive.
You talked about the arrests before, particularly the violence towards women. Presumably, he would have had more self-control then. If this is a degenerating disease, he would have less.
When did it start? He's been playing for 23 years, organized football.
I don't know, but this story and this person cannot simply be ignored.
No.
You got to get in.
And it can't be treated as isolated. No. Maybe his personal fears are isolated, but you can't just say, oh, this is just a guy in a vacuum. You can't.
Dangerous to himself, dangerous to others potentially. The Los Angeles Lakers reached out to LeVar Ball and asked him to tone down his criticism of the team and its coach, Luke Walton. Ball told all this to ESPN's Ramona Shelburne. Ball said, quote, "I'm going to say whatever I want to say, however I want to say it." And they said, LeVar, come and talk to us first. So that's fine, too, unquote. Wilbon, what do you think of the Lakers' strategy here?
The Lakers are trying to be above board. They're trying to be calm about this. They don't want to just infuriate him. They don't want to treat him like the bull with the red cape in front of him. But we've seen teams get tough with parents in this league. Mothers, in the cases I'm thinking of, and I'm not even going to mention their names because I don't want this to seem inflammatory, but they've said, no, you're not getting free seats. As a matter of fact, if you get in the house at all, you can be up here. We're not going to allow you to be a menace to either people in the building or even the player who's your son, whom we pay. At some point, Tony, I think this is going to go that way with LeVar Ball, just not today. This could be the first step.
I think this is complete appeasement of LeVar Ball. I think it's an acknowledgement of LeVar Ball soliciting, bending to LeVar Ball. Just a couple of weeks ago, Luke Walton said, we don't need to hear from parents of players here.
He's right.
I think this is an about face by the Lakers. And I don't believe for a second that LeVar Ball believes anything other than this. You should hire me. I'm the best coach for my kid. And if you think I am not going to talk, you people are crazy because I'm in the brand business.
Tony, you can never stop him from talking. You should never try to stop him from talking. You can stop him from doing it in your arena. I don't believe this is necessarily an appeasement. I believe this is the first step. And you can go to whatever authorities you need. I just told you. You've seen parents thrown out. You've seen that. And we know those parents. So don't tell me LeVar Ball can't be thrown, because there's some mamas who've been tossed.
But those parents don't have the appeal to the media that LeVar Ball has cultivated for a number of years now. I wonder what we're talking about here. This is somebody, if I'm not mistaken here, who has taken two of his kids and sent them to Lithuania to take them one out of school at 16, send them to Lithuania to play ball. It doesn't strike me that LeVar Ball will voluntarily stop
and so you take the first step, the second step, and then three strikes, perhaps you're out. I'm not going to speak for the Lakers. I don't know that. Let me just say, for the record, I don't believe anything LeVar Ball says, ever. And not this either. Not this either. This next story, it's like a flashback to the mid-2000s, or maybe back to the 1970s, when the Yankees were stockpiling stars and future Hall of Famers. Last week, it was Giancarlo Stanton. This week, it could be Manny Machado. Buster Olney reports from the baseball winter meetings that the Yankees are one of the teams that expressed interest in the Orioles' fabulous third baseman shortstop. Tony, how about a lineup of Judge, Stanton, Machado? Would that be good or bad for baseball?
You can add Sanchez to that lineup. It wouldn't be good. It'd be great. It'd be great.
I think so.
Because what the Yankees would be doing is saying, we want to go 162-0. We're once again the team of George Steinbrenner, not his kids. We're the best team that money can buy. You try and stop us. And if you want to hate us, fine. We're good with that. And I think it couldn't be better for baseball.
You talk about a super team. And somehow in baseball, it's not resented like it is basketball, which is interesting, and I won't get into some of the
more moving
dynamics.
Parts, more moving. You got to have it's 9 guys.
I think there's other stuff. But I think it'd be great because, Tony, we have done this long enough where I know we both believe this. Great team in any sport is good for that sport.
Absolutely, 100%.
I mean, we still refer
100%.
in football to the 07 Patriots, the 85 Bears, the 72 Dolphins.
Sure.
You have these great teams, the steel curtain teams, the 4 of them. I don't care what the sport is in baseball. You have various teams, and often Yankee teams. 27 Yankees. It can't be bad for baseball. There's no argument to that.
So we
effect.
sat here, and when Kevin Durant went to the Golden State Warriors, we said, that's good. That's
well, we
good,
did, but a lot of people went crazy. They didn't
I'm not talking about them. I'm talking about us, because that's good, because it makes a super team. Now, the one question I have, Machado has said he wants to go back to shortstop. The Yankees have Didi Gregorius. Didi Gregorius last year hit .287 with 25 homers and 87 RBI.
Isn't Gregorius' natural position third? The 2 of them, one of them can play either position.
Didn't do that.
Let
him shortstop.
Let them alternate. It doesn't matter. Those guys are left side infielders. They'll figure it out. You can't talk to one.
I don't know. I don't know
to be in that lineup.
You would think he would, but if playing shortstop is more important, then they get rid of Gregorius. Very good shortstop. He's very good shortstop.
Maybe you'd like to go play next to Chris Bryant. I'm just saying. Maybe
you're always recruiting.
You're angling for the New York Yankees, huh? They weren't even your team. You're cheating on the Giants right now.
I understand, but again, a great team.
That's just a great thing for the league.
Floats all the boats.
Yes, it does.
We have a new development in the Shohei Ohtani story. Yahoo obtained a medical copy of a report showing that Ohtani has a first-degree sprain in a ligament in his pitching elbow. Now, this is a little something now, but a more aggravated sprain usually leads to Tommy John surgery. The Angels say they knew of this and they are, quote, very happy to have the player, unquote. Wilbon, if you ran the Angels, what would your level of concern be?
It probably depends on who in the Angels organization I was. Am I the guy primarily who wanted to spend the money on Mr. Ohtani? Then my concern might be a 9. But if I truly ran.
It's not much money. He's making $575,000
It's not that.
this year.
You're starting to get your fan base's hopes up. You're going to put somebody with Trout. You got this kid who's being billed prepreposterously as the Japanese Babe Ruth.
Yeah.
Okay, so also, Tony, it seems that at that age, so many pitchers have had, by that point, Tommy John surgery. And they come back from it now, 23 years old.
Yeah.
He's close to it, but they also have this platelet surgery now, which is like going and getting a prescription, for a headache in Japan. Not as easily dealt with in the U.S., but almost.
Chris Sale and Masahiro Tanaka have done this, and they have pitched with this same sort of thing and have pitched very well with the same sort of thing. But I look at his age. We are told that he throws at 102 miles an hour. If he gets Tommy John, he comes back in a year and throws at 105 and has 10 more years, then that's pretty good. He doesn't cost them much now, so they can afford to wait. And by the way, if he's the Japanese Babe Ruth, go out there and hit.
Hit 60.
Go hit.
Let's get to 29. Ruth stopped at 29 before he went to 60, didn't he?
As a pitcher.
This is hardly qualifying as an enormous deal. And if you're if you're the Anaheim Angels, I said Anaheim, I'm sorry, the California Angels, you're still trying to put something together, and nobody should have much in the way of expectations anyway.
Yeah,
except Pujols and Trout.
You look at these everybody's got something.
That's right.
Everybody's got something.
Yeah.
If you're there for it's 23 years old, and he's cost them virtually nothing now.
Just go ahead and just pop the elbow, give him the Tommy John, and then make a run.
Let's take a break, but coming up, Jimmy Garoppolo shares some pointed thoughts about Tom Brady, or a cardboard cutout of him does anyway.
Derek Jeter defends himself. That means role play must be next.
Takes 2 of us to do role play. You have to be here.
Are there gift baskets?
On the road.
I've been here 3 straight weeks. You've been gone. I've been here more days the last 3 weeks than you.
Pardon the Interruption is presented by Captain Morgan. Holiday like a captain. Please drink responsibly. Part of Happy Hour. And in part by Infinity. Empower the drive.
Help protect what matters with the ADT Safer, Smarter New Year's sales event. For a limited time, get an ADT Security Starter Kit. Everything you need to get started with ADT Pulse, including a security panel, keypad, a motion sensor, and 2 entry sensors. Plus, there's an indoor camera and key fob, all professionally installed for only $49. It's a $599 savings that comes with the warm, confident feeling of safety at home. Requires 36-month monitoring contract, QSP, and Easy Pay. Activation and early termination fees may apply. Certain markets excluded. Licenses available at ADT.com. Florida EF0001121. Louisiana F1639. Visit ADT.com/podcast. Hurry. This special offer now ends 1/21.
Welcome back to Pardon the Interruption, presented by Captain Morgan, part of Happy Hour.
That music gets me in the mood for a little role play. Let's get started, Mike. Why don't you give I Will Receive?
All right, Tony.
Who am
this
I?
seems like a big, long head.
Who am I?
Tony, you are Niners quarterback Jimmy Garoppolo. Did the Patriots make a mistake in trading you, but keeping the Golden Boy?
Golden Boy? You mean that geezer they got back there? The guy who short-armed every single pass against Miami? Have I mentioned that I'm 2-0 in the games that I played on a team that was 1-10 before I got there? Do you think Kyle Shanahan's really going to go after Kirk Cousins now? No. I'm going to get paid more than Brady next season. What is the only essential difference between me and Brady besides the 5 rings and a supermodel wife? But I got 14 years to go get those. And by the way, I got 2 rings right now, courtesy of the old man, and I think I could have beaten the Giants because Eli Manning, stop. He couldn't have beaten me.
You're awfully full of yourself.
I am.
For a guy who was told to get the hell out of Dodge.
Well, what are you talking about?
What are you talking about? Get out.
No.
New England.
No.
We don't need you.
Okay,
we win.
That's fine.
Get out.
We're winning in San Francisco
Don't
with
get
me.
carried away. What do you got? 3 or 2? You got 2?
This is a giant head.
That is a big head.
This is
Who am I?
a giant head.
Fat head.
You are Joel Embiid. You went
good.
for 28, 12, and 8 last night. What do you say to people like me who worry about your health?
Shut up, Grandpa.
Because I'm a doctor.
No, you're not a doctor.
Yeah, I'm a doctor.
You're a doctor of English, humane letters, or some such
Humane
garbage.
letters. That's
you're
right.
not a real doctor.
Doctor.
Don't worry about my body. You see this body put up 28, 12, and 8 last night?
Oh, you're grabbing your back. What happened?
I hurt my back.
Yeah.
You know? I mean, I don't know what happened. Somebody threw something and I slipped and we had a boo-boo.
When's the next time you're going to play?
28, 12, and 8. What about your own back and your own body? Your body ain't looking so good.
I'm 3 times older than you.
So what?
So your back is...
You said on your stupid little TV show yesterday you would take some dude named Kitty Cat, Carl Anthony Towns, over me. How'd that work out last night?
Wilbon said the same thing.
Wilbon's a fool, too.
Wilbon pointed out you played 54 games in 3+ years.
He's an idiot. But at least, he didn't have that phony doctorate. He didn't go around shaking that thing in people's faces.
I'm a doctor.
Doctorate.
Doctor.
You are Derek Jeter. How you feeling about all this criticism you are taking?
I'm taking criticism?
Yeah.
I don't know about that. The lion does not concern himself with the opinions of the sheep. I think people are missing the real big picture here, and that is that I am incredibly handsome and rich. Look at me. Seriously. Look at me. It almost hurts your eyes. The only thing that bothers
Everybody in South Florida is incredibly handsome and rich.
The only thing that I'm really worried about is I've got to try and get A-Rod fired. Now, I have committed myself to a team. I'm using the money that I'm saving on Giancarlo Stanton to try and get A-Rod fired.
Fired from what? From J-Lo?
Seriously,
where are you trying to get him fired from?
You don't think that I can handle the criticism of the maybe 27 Marlins fans in the entire world that exist?
Why are you tearing up a team with big stars anybody would want to come see?
The only mistake I may have
elsewhere.
made in my own arrogance is trading for a guy named Castro and putting him on this team.
You just traded everybody to New York. How about that? Conspiracy with the Yankees. More Yankees.
Gift basket.
Who am I?
You're Paul George.
Good.
How do you feel about returning to Indiana tonight?
I can't wait to get back to Indiana.
Really?
They cheer me like crazy in Indiana. Don't you remember? We got to the conference finals. LeBron, stole for the help of the referees some Game 7.
Did you ever make a single winning shot in your life?
I didn't need to. We got to Game 7 of the Eastern Conference Finals. Should have been the finals. We got cheated. I don't know why they would, feel any differently than they did before. They want to boo somebody.
You left.
You know what? You think they're going to boo me?
Yeah.
No,
I don't think they're going to boo you.
Chuck Pagano. Boo Andrew Luck.
Going to boo him.
When was the last time he played in the state?
How do you feel about
cheer me?
Never getting the ball because you're playing with 2 guys who always have the ball?
You know when I can get the ball?
When?
I can get it next year.
Oh.
When I go home.
Yeah, that's
you know where I'm from?
Because you're not going to be there.
It's a little further away from Indiana.
Yeah.
Huh?
Yeah.
You think I can get the ball? You think LeBron likes to give up the ball?
How do you feel about Victor Oladipo out
You think Lonzo Ball can pass it? I'll play with some passers next year, big boy.
Well, the question is,
saying.
I don't know.
Huh?
Role play now over. Was it good for you? Let's take one last break, but still to come, the owner of the Giants says he wants Eli back. Will he get what he wants? He's the guy responsible for Eli being benched. Him.
The Rockets. Are
John
they going to get their
Mara.
11th straight tonight? 11 straight.
Who are they playing?
We got to have Daryl Morey on. Talk to his
He's
fuck
your
about this.
boy.
I love him.
He's your boy.
So what? I
You
love
don't
him.
think he's not involved in analytics, and he is.
No, he is, but he combines that with old-fashioned.
Hour.
Happy time, people. Happy 29th birthday, Ricky Fowler. Perhaps the best young player to not yet win a major. Fowler shot a 61 in the final round of the Hero World Challenge to overcome a 7-shot deficit and win. And nobody knew about it because all the focus was on Tiger's 3 rounds in the 60s. Fowler is said to be the nicest, most accommodating of all the young stars on tour.
Don't you find yourself in the majors particularly rooting, like I do, for Fowler?
Like
Fowler,
Fowler.
Luke Donald. There's a small group of guys
Well,
I
Luke
root
Donald,
for.
you root for because he went
He's
to
a nice
Northwestern.
guy,
Stop.
too.
Stop. Everybody drink. Happy anniversary, Andy Reid.
Look at
On this day, 46 years
Can't
ago,
give this.
you won the punt, pass, and kick competition as a 13-year-old in a Rams uniform who looked like he could suit up for the actual
That's
Rams.
great.
In years past, when we showed the contemporary Andy Reid, he was bigger than this kid, but
Yeah.
he's lost a lot of weight. Looks very good now, I think.
What do you think Andy Reid's lost? Like 75 pounds?
And
He must have been going 350, 3.5 before.
I would think.
Yeah.
Happy trails to Gordon Hayward's walking boot. Hayward will reportedly ditch the boot less than
Good.
2 months from, his gruesome injury.
Good.
Suffered 5 minutes into his Celtics debut in October. Now, it was widely assumed he'd miss this entire season.
Not here.
The Celtics are still saying it's likely that he will. But Wilbon, do you think Aaron Rodgers coming back might be in Gordon Hayward's head?
No, he got hurt a lot earlier than Aaron Rodgers. And what did I tell you on the phone the night that Gordon
You said
Hayward
he'd be
got hurt?
back. You felt he'd be
If he
back
can
this
come
year.
back in April or May and help that team just as a rotational guy, the inspiration he would provide, the depth, how great a story would that be?
Well, the day before, we would do the story that we just did on Aaron Rodgers. Is it good for the league, or are you worried he's going to get hurt
That's
again?
right.
No errors today. We run out of show. We go to the big finish.
Let's do it.
The Marlins traded Marcell Ozuna to the Cardinals. Significant?
A guy with 37 home runs and who hit better than 300 and 100-plus RBIs, as a Cub fan, this is a nightmare. It's a great deal for them. Giants owner John Mara says he wants Eli back in 2018. Will it happen?
It depends on how forgiving Eli is, because John Mara precipitated this by not saying, no, you
not
can't.
stepping in.
He created
Third
this.
man in the ring.
Arizona State defensive coordinator Phil Bennett is leaving for personal reasons. Is that a big deal?
I thought part of the reason Herm Edwards was going there was because of the attractive nature of the two coordinators.
Me too.
More news coming, I guess. Kawhi Leonard, 13 points, 6 boards in 16 minutes last night. The Spurs lost. Net sum?
Oh, no, this is really good. He can't play 35 minutes yet.
Not right
This
away.
is very good for the first
On the
time.
road, too.
Last one,
I
the
think.
Rockets go for their 11th win in a row tonight, hosting the Hornets. Do you like their chances?
Yeah, the Hornets have lost 7 to 9, Tony. They're struggling. I think Houston wins again.
We're out of time. We'll try and do better the next time, and I'm Tony Kornheiser.
I'm Mike Wilbon. Same time tomorrow, Knuckleheads. You can get the PTI podcast on the ESPN app or Apple Podcasts.
Suzanne, Uber driver, did you bring back DeMaurice Smith's hat yet? Did you get it for him? Shout out.
All purpose here.
Attention shoppers, clean up on aisle 14. Clean up on aisle 14. Someone dropped a jar of pickles. Kosher pickles.
Beatboxing at a big box store. Surprising. What's not surprising? How much you could save by switching to Geico.
A red minivan has the lights on in the parking lot.
Geico. 15 minutes could save you 15% or more.
Geico.